No, no. This is for a removals programme.
Why are the removals going the building trade and the housing?
I feel I'm taking risks. Other people might think it doesn't sound like that at all, but for me, personally, I feel like I'm having to surrender to the songs and they're dictating how they need to be treated, and I just don't really have any say. In that situation, it's so purposeful and focused, the feeling that overcomes me, that I know what it needs and I do it and I do it and I do it, and then it's like this thing that's a separate entity to me. For me, it's like people won't see me in the studio sad and feeling all those things, but I think the underlying layers of the song capture those moments, and the tears, you know, they sink into the music and it's all there. And I think it's a subconscious thing when people feel the rawness behind it, but if they don't, that's okay too, because it's my process, and then once it's out, it's a different thing, and it means different things to different people when they listen to them.
Once upon a time, there was a pretty fly. He had a pretty wife. This pretty fly. But one day she
Have you seen the film The Night of the Hunter? There's a really surreal part where the two little kids go down the river in a boat and she sings the Pearl's Dream song.
She had two pretty children, but one night these two pretty children flew away into the sky, into the moon.
And the character of Pearl that's the opposite half of me in this album is like kind of, I think that was her when she was a little girl, and she's grown up having lost both her parents and travelled down a Mississippi River or whatever and landed in the middle of nowhere. I came up with like a story when I first started writing the album, which was about Pearl. You know, she's blonde, so I bought this blonde wig in New York and I put a silk shirt on and I walked down the New York sidewalk, and my friend Jordan took pictures of me, and I had red lipstick and fake eyelashes on, and I started really getting into the idea of this Pearl character and what she'd represent. And I felt like Pearl was, when I fell asleep, I would transform into Pearl, but she's like a destructive siren, banshee. She's the darker side of me.
There's a place I must go. There's a place I must go.
She just came out very kind of playfully. I also realised looking back that she came out when I was in Brooklyn because Natasha, as myself, didn't really fit in here very well. With all the booze and the parties and the socialising and the kind of superficial, like glamorous, you know, that whole kind of element to New York I really struggled with, and I think I felt more comfortable being Pearl, even though it was just a very short moment, but I had these pictures of her and I was like, there's a part of me that makes sense here. People that delve into sub-personalities or other parts of your personality and different characters that might come out, that sometimes people do that because they're trying to cope with an element of their environment that's difficult or kind of not syncing up with who they really are. And because Pearl's a lot about delusion and the fantasy of things being all right when actually they were totally heartbroken and just everything's really fucked up. I find the resonance with people who they're really vulnerable and they're in a bad situation, but they try to make the best of it by using forms of escapism. I think she's coming from the self-destructive side, which I think all people, or maybe especially women, know about, where, you know, you want to be the good housewife, the caring and supportive and of your man, but there's kind of this moment where perhaps you go into a kind of, you slide down into the banshee, mad kind of extreme and destructive place. I don't know if that's what everybody does. I mean, yeah, well, I can.